Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. Today the first video in a new series I'm starting called Sunshine on Leith. Now the name comes from a band called the Proclaimers who put out an album and a song called Sunshine on Leith, which has been a favorite of mine for many years. And taking inspiration from that and noting that the two lead members of the Proclaimers, the twins Charlie and Craig, are in fact Hibs fans, so I thought what better way to put Sunshine on Leith than for Hibernian to win their first title since 1951-52. Yes, that's right, 65 years. Now, soccer in Scotland has been locked under a Celtic Rangers domination since 1984-85. That's a long time to break a big cycle like that, so it's going to be a real challenge trying to get them to win the title. I also want to put Sunshine on Leith by winning other silverware, such as the Scottish Cup and the Scottish League Cup. We'll consider the series finished when I've done all three of those things. And we'll see where we take it from that point. Maybe we'll try on for some European domination, who knows, but once we've won the league, we'll see where that takes us. That's it for the introduction section. Let's get on to the squad. I'll just move this out of the way, and you can meet the squad. There are a few people I want to draw your attention to here. I don't want to go through the entire squad, but I will go through a couple of people. John McGinn, who is just 22 years old, and look at his attributes. It's just wonderful in so many places. And he's only 22 years old, and he's got a little room to grow yet. So this guy is going to be a really big piece for us. Excuse me. We have Fraser. Is it Fraser Murray or Simon Murray? I had a note that I needed to look at one of these. There's Simon Murray. Yeah, it must be Simon that I wanted to look at. Right. Oh, work rate of 20. That's why I wanted to look at him. Work rate of 20, stamina of 16, natural fitness 17. This little Energizer Bunny is going to go all day. And I am really looking forward to getting to see him play. He's a reasonably good striker. He's got decent pace, decent finishing. His composure is okay. But I can't wait to see him work out as a striker for us. I just think that's going to be just amazing. The tactic we're planning on playing is this one, which is just a little bit different. What I'm playing here is something I've just sort of come up with a little bit. It does look a little bit like Loki Doki's butt plug formation, but it's a little different in that the fullbacks are both on support to give us a little bit of penetration on the sides. And you'll notice that despite the fact we have no wingers, we are showing reasonably good coverage right up to the last bit. Even here a little bit. Not, this is the only major issues is on the top corners. What we're doing is using an advanced playmaker in the middle with a Mazzala on each side. And I'm hoping that the Mazzalas, as the wingers, as the half wingers that they are, will get together with the fullbacks to give us some width in sort of, don't just point at it, Kate, this area over here. And we're going with two up top in the sense that we have a target man on support and a shadow striker behind him. I'm kind of excited about this prospect. I think it's going to be... I'm really interested to see how it works out. Friendlies... Just quickly go there. Went under, unexpectedly, completely badly. But the first league game, we got it together and came really well. This is just getting used to the tactic time. I'm not too worried about the fact that we didn't have a lot of... one of them was a testimonial. These are, some of these are bigger teams than us. Tottenham under 23s are no slouches. Some of them aren't. We should have beaten Torquay. But, it was an okay preseason. Let's see. One of the things that I've identified, two things that I have identified in our lineup, and I'll just sort of give you a brief look at it. There's the top half down to the defensive midfielders. You can freeze if you want to look at that. And then there's the other part of the team. You may notice we're a little short on strikers. We've got a lot of guys who can play the position, but a little short on strikers as such. Excuse me. And we only have 2 goalkeepers, and I'm not really convinced by either of them. Let's have a look at the right place in here to get that sort of thing up. As you can see, the best one we have is a 3-star. I really would like to get us up into a 4-star goalkeeper. I've had a hard time finding one, but I'm continuing to look. You'll notice that we're not very strong on left backs. We have a couple of 3-star left backs. They're all right. I wouldn't mind getting a 3.5-star, 4-star left back to really punch up that position. I think the fullbacks are going to be important with this formation. Those are really the only big holes. We're reasonably well stocked up front. We've got good potential in a few players. Speaking of potential, our under-20s are underwhelming. We have one and only one really good prospect. Sam Stanton's not a bad prospect. He's, got some reasonable numbers, but he is already 23 and he's not going to get much better, I don't think. He is out on loan. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm clearing my throat so often today. David Brown here is a young fullback. He's pegged as our greatest prospect. I see some good stuff in him. He's got great pace and acceleration. His teamwork is good. His determination is good. His bravery is good. So he's a reasonably good prospect. At 16, he'll only get lots better. But the pickings are fairly slim here. There's not a lot of quality in the depths. In terms of dynamics, you'll see that the cohesion needs a little work, but that's understandable and fairly normal. But the dressing room atmosphere is good. Managerial support is good, and partly that's because I've given myself not an exceptional amount of stuff. I put myself down as a professional footballer at the regional level. That's what they suggested for the manager of Hibernian, and I thought that would work fairly well. This isn't meant to be a journeyman save or a realistic necessarily. It's just sunshine on Leith. I haven't edited it because I don't have the editor on this save to point out that I actually speak several more languages than that, but I don't anticipate that being an important thing on this save, so next time I might edit it into the profile using the pregame editor, if that can be done. I don't even know if that can be done. Anyway, so there you go. That's me set up as a coach. I'm reasonably good at defending and teaching defending. That's the focus of what I've done. I don't know why it says my coaching style is defending. I don't tend to do a lot of defending. I tend to do a lot of attacking, but that's fine. Let's have a quick look at the team report. The bad things were a little bit over the wage budget. That I can adjust. That's due to a couple of signings that we've made. A little better depth would be useful up front, but really there's not much here that's complaining about things that I can do much about. Better depth up front, I can certainly see that. Depth overall, absolutely. A leadership void, I'm not sure I see that necessarily. I would say that with 3 leaders we've got no leadership void whatsoever, and in fact that we may have a problem in having 3 leaders. So that's kind of a strange thing to say. But they're saying a number of talented young prospects. I'm less sanguine about the prospects. I don't think they're quite as good as they suggest. There's various things in the team report. Transfers. Were we able to get a senior affiliate? I can't remember. We did, but did we find one? I can't remember whether we found one. I set this up last week and I can't remember the whole thing now. Affiliates. Affiliated clubs. That's right, Celta Vigo. Right, in Spain we got Celta Vigo. They haven't sent us anybody yet, but I'm really hoping that they will. Anybody they send us would probably be a step up on who we have, so I'd be really pleased to play the world out of them. I'm really kind of done with the it doesn't want to let me change this. Oh yes, it does. There you go. Let's put it to there. Then we're under the budget and everybody's happy. All right. What else do we have? Oh, that's right. I actually have 3 tactics set up. So we have that one. That's for sort of our standard setup. This is for when we're desperate and we're really trying to get a win. It's not going to be something that we use a whole lot of because I'm not going to be keeping a lot of wingers. So it's more of a true desperation sort of thing where I'll take the Mazzalas and move them out to the wings, and yeah, it's not a pretty situation. And our counter formation, and as you can see, with these guys on defensive, we lose a lot of the coverage off here. So it's not ideal, but I like it in terms of its compactness. The fact that the DM is on defense to cover the back line, I should say, and that it maintains our sort of stealthy 2 up front. The Shadow Striker, which just sounds like some sort of ninja or something, and this fella, which I think I'll probably leave like that, actually, now that I think about it. But there you go. That's our tactics. Since I really just want this to be an intro, I don't think I'm going to play the game today, but the first game that we're going to have is going to be a big one because it's a League Cup group match, and it's against our biggest rivals, Crosstown Hearts. So the Hearts Hibs Derby is always a big piece of news. So I'm really looking forward to playing that. It's going to be at our home, so I think it's going to be a great one. I really hope it's going to be a good game. I mean, unusually it is July, but unusually it's not raining, so that's going to be really a good game. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, drop a like, hit subscribe, hit me up on Patreon if that's your thing. If you're looking forward to this video, I am too. I hope you're having a good day, and take care. Okay, I'm going to stop dancing now.